All right. I'm Joshua Kemble, and this is my live stream. I'm an illustrator and graphic designer that's been doing illustration and graphic design for about 20 years. I'm also an art director, and I've been doing that for over 6. And I am at home sick today. I had a feeling I would probably get it because it's been going around like it's like a mild cold that's been going around my department. And so we had different people out all week. And then my son came home from school with a cold. Like he ended up having to stay home today. And this morning I realized I have the same exact cold, so I am cold ridden at home. It's not like a super bad one. It's mostly just my throat and feeling exhausted and stuff like that. But I'm going to take advantage of the time I have and work on some comics. And all the work I have to do on Not Death But Love, this strange supernatural story of Elizabeth Barrett Browning, is like off stream type work. And so I will be working on that. But before, I wanted to do a really quick Risk live stream because I enjoy playing Risk and I'm also sick. So it kind of works. But I'll try not to, I look probably pretty terrible, but that's okay. I'll try not to like cough and stuff on stream. And we're going to play a quick game, a quick game of Risk. A quick game. Anyhow, we're going to play a quick game of Risk. If you guys are curious to kind of support me and support what I do have 2 graphic novels out. One is 2 Stories, which is a graphic novel about faith and mental illness that talks about my journey learning how to deal with depression, as well as caregiving for somebody with panic disorder and growing up in a religious institution and kind of navigating the hypocrisy of that at a really young age. And then I also have Jacob's Apartment, which is a doomed romance about 2 roommates that through bad circumstances in their lives find themselves drawn together. And as they start connecting in reality, their dreams and reality start kind of interweaving. And it's kind of like if you took Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind and Ghost World, put them in a blender. If you like the flavor of that, that's Jacob's Apartment. Both books are available everywhere. And as you can tell from the lack of my logo over here, this is going to be a Risk stream. So we're going to play a game of Risk, which I'm really excited about. So I have this little side journey where I am trying to become a grandmaster at Risk, and it's going to be a long journey. And each time I play one of these games, since I've achieved master in rank, I risk my rank. So that's kind of the fun bits of kind of doing these games. Is generally you gain points by playing, you lose points, and you lose more points by losing against somebody who's ranked under you. But there's like no games that are just master and above. So if you can play one of 2 ways. You can just stop playing once you've achieved the rank you want, and then your rank is pretty secure. Or you can keep playing and risk completely losing your rank, which makes it a little fun. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and pull up our camera where we can kind of see the Risk game. And then I'll probably talk through my I'll talk through my decisions and what I'm thinking in the game and my read on the table, because I feel like how I've been able to become a master at this is by getting okay at reading what other people are doing and what they want, and if I can give it to them without a heavy cost to myself. And that's usually the way that that I've managed to kind of eke out a win here or there. All right, so hopefully if you guys are watching this, if you're under a master in rank, you might be able to learn some stuff about strategy. If you're under a master in rank and I play really badly, then maybe you can just enjoy watching me completely destroy my rank. And then if you're a grandmaster, you can watch this for the lulz, seeing all the miss moves that I make on the game. So yeah, so hopefully this will be entertaining for you guys. It's a Friday. It's a Friday, and I'm home from work because again I'm kind of sick. So we'll see how this goes. and we'll find a game. That's basically where we'll start. I hope you guys are having a good Friday, though. Okay, so I'm going to pick a battle as usual. I usually will like filter and be like, hey, can I find a game that's safer for me to play and retain my rank? Is there a game for a minimum? Nope. Is there a game for expert and above? There's one. Fixed, medium, balanced blitz. This is interesting. But it only has one player in it, and it'll probably take a long time to fill up. I don't think I'll play that. So I think we're going to do... Well, let's see if there's one for intermediate and above. Yes, there is, but it's not my kind of game. Because I'm looking for just classic fixed. Like, that's my favorite setting. That's the game that I'm trying to master. Now, it looks like we have 6 options for this one. So let's see if we can find kind of a classic fix that works. And here we go. True random for dice rolls, though. I tend to like balanced blitz. Okay, we have some options. We're going to join a game pretty soon. I don't like that the other games aren't 6-player, because 6-player is the most fun game. It's got like a bunch of players, and it's a little more chaotic and random. This looks like my jam, though. Turn timer 60 seconds. Card bonus fixed. Balance blitz. Novice to grandmaster. Alliance is off. So let's join this game and see if we get other people joining once I'm kind of on there. It looks like there's a player on there already. We're at 2 players, but I don't know if this is going to fill from like 2 to 6. This is the only drag of playing these games on a live stream, is the fact that you have to kind of wait for live players to kind of join in. Okay, this looks like it's not filling up, so we might check to see if there's other games. I don't want to play a 3-player game of balance blitz. This one's saying 1 of 4. I'd rather us play 6. I guess we can play. Oh, that filled up quick. Okay. Let's try this again. We're trying to find a game, guys, that's worth joining in. I also don't like when alliances are turned off. So this is pretty promising. Let me see if there's something on my filter that is not... Okay. I think this might be our best bet, just this 5-person game. I could play with Blizzards. That can be a fun game. Blizzards can kind of block off entry in a certain area. Let's check this out. If they have a bunch of bots in the game, then we won't join it. Oh, actually, I don't even really think this is on the classic map, so never mind. Not interested. We're gonna have to join. This is fixed. AI medium. Yeah, let's try this one. So we have 4 players on board to go. So it looks like we'll probably be good to start in a few minutes. We have somebody who says they live in Antarctica. That's a little strange. We have another player who says they live in Christmas Island. Both of those kind of sound like alt accounts to me, but I don't know. We'll see. We could be playing literally against the player who lives in Antarctica. All right, so here we go. We have a game. We're going to start it out, and I will walk you guys through it, and we'll see what continent I can move to at the beginning. So here we go. So it's an interesting start. I'm in 6th position, which is the weakest starting position you can be in. Generally, you want to be in some of the earlier positions because people can kind of carve at your at your especially my 2s on this map will probably be depleted by the time the game has gotten to my turn. So 6th position's a little rough, but 6th position also knows it's a little rough, so I think you get an extra amount of troops when it gets to you. But we'll see how bad the landscape is. The advantage of 6th position is you get to see where people are moving. So it looks like yellow has a pretty solid footing in Australia. But that could be contested, especially if these are earlier players who think it's Australia or die. And I might keep that in mind. Like, what I might want to do is move out of the way of that 3 if I can, possibly without taking too much of a hit, to let the red player, if they want Australia, kind of move their 4, like their 3 right under my 4 from Africa to Australia, if that's a play they want to make. So it looks like blue is angling. Blue is a little confusing. It looks like blue is kind of angling or was angling for Europe, but now it kind of looks like they're angling for America, which is a little strange. So I'm not sure if blue knows where they're going. They might be trying to move that 7 to Greenland and then move it down, but we'll see. And it does look like the red player wants to contest Australia. I like that beginning because I want people who think Australia is the only way. I want them to like suicide each other out of the game. I hate the Australia start because of that, because younger players only know how to play from Australia. And the strange thing is, like, yellow has a pretty good footing in there. So if you're a more seasoned player, you probably just let yellow have it, and then you kind of move your way into Africa where you have a pretty good foothold. But now they've kind of given the Africa possibility to purple. Purple might be going for Africa. Purple could also be making a long, slow play for South America. So now I need to decide what I want. I think I want South America. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bolster some of my positions here. Like, I'm going to make this like a 3. I'm going to make this like a 3. And I'm going to make this a 5. And I do like that I can move my 5. I think I'll just keep this as an 8. I'm not going to make moves yet because the board is pretty contested. I want to stay a little flexible, but I do want to move the way out of red to encourage red to make the dumb decision of going after yellow for Australia, because Australia or die. Okay, that was my play. So I haven't taken anything. I'm leaving myself open for possibilities. Now, this could be bad. I might end up with a continentless game, but right now I don't feel like committing anywhere. So here's the question. Does red really feel like Australia or die, or does red come to their senses and take Africa? I just get a feeling, seeing red, their positioning, I think red really wants Australia. So blue is going to show us what they're angling for here. Can kind of finally figure it out. I don't know if blue knows what they want. I think blue has been playing a longer game trying to take England because they just put a 7 in there. So I think blue wants to move their 7 over to Greenland. It's good to know. I lost a 2. That's okay. Did they take my 3 out? That would be really strange. Okay, so blue really wants Europe. That's good to know. Do they move their 6 up and consolidate it with their 3 so they can continue their campaign to try to get Australia or die, which would be one of the worst plays they can make? Does red literally think they can take Asia? Red's funny. I don't know. We'll see what's going on, but so far I'm kind of happy about red, and I don't like red's 4. That's like right above my 8. That makes my plays very limited. But I like that red doesn't seem to know how to play this game. That's good news, and that I'm not super close to red other than their 4. I think on my turn, I'm going to bolster my 8 just a little bit stronger, and then I might merge my 3 with my 4 if my 3 survives this, or my 4 survives this. My 3 and 4 that are in England. And that also will allow blue to move their 5 over into Europe. I think that the problem with where I'm at in South America right now is I think orange maybe moves their 10 down and merges it with 3 under my 8. So right now, red's going to start regretting their decision. Well, not right now, but once it gets to yellow's turn, red's going to start questioning their existence. I think purple is making the same play. Purple wants South America. So I might play a continentalist game if purple isn't dumb and doesn't close off my 8, which they just did. So now purple's putting me in a position where I can't exit. So I kind of am stuck, which is okay with me. So what I'm going to do is bolster again my kind of extras outside. I think I'll move this to a 9. And I'm going to go ahead and move this over. I kind of wish purple had staked that claim a little more clearly early on in the game, because they could have had South America at little cost, and now we have a conflict. I also hope red just kind of moves that 4. Like maybe red uses that 4. So yellow is, I have no idea what yellow is doing. That's a very strange play. I mean, taking cards, yes, but like you see the red player right next to you that wants to take your territory, and you didn't bolster your 9 and take out that 3. Instead, you're making a play for Africa this early in the game. That's interesting. Yellow and red are not good players. I'm not in a great position, though, so I shouldn't be too critical. I probably should have just committed to a no-continent game earlier on. And my troops are pretty scattered across the board, so getting that 6 to my 9 and merging is going to be really difficult. I don't hate where I'm at, but like red is such a bad player, I don't see them ever moving that 4. Like if red were smart, maybe they'd start moving that 4 to merge. But I think red is a bad enough player to where they actually think they can hold and take Asia. Or they're just kind of killing time, hoping they survive and hoping they get cards so they can bolster it up and then take Australia, because Australia or die. And I have to say, having a cold is not super fun. Yep. So purple wants me out of South America, and I can't I'm in a position where I cannot leave. I also am really confused what their play is. I think they're just trying to eat as much of... Oh! So now they're making a weird play where they're not committing to switching, but they're gonna... That's interesting. I cannot figure out what their play is. I think I'll make this a 5. I think I'll make this 7. I'm gonna make this a 4. And then we're gonna kind of see what we can do. So I could move my 7 down. That depletes my power quite a bit. I think my best play is to use my 4. And just kind of keep where I'm at. Because at least I'm kind of scattered out, so it'll be hard to take me out. And then hope I get cards. Yeah, I'm not in a great position, guys. I don't have a claim on a continent. The lucky thing is I'm playing against some really bad players. Red will be taken out of this game very quickly, and I'm in good position to do a kill shot on red. Purple is not committing to switching tactics, but they're also they're overextending themselves, trying to take South America and Africa. Blue is confusing. I think blue wants Europe, but blue cannot commit to Europe, and I'm kind of a pain in blue's rear end right now because of that 7, which I would like to rectify. I kind of want to move that 7 out. Maybe I move that 7 on this next turn. Red is not moving their 4 because Australia or die. Red really wants Australia. And it's going to lead to the death of them and yellow. Yeah, the play that red is doing is absolute insanity. I have no idea what they're trying to accomplish, except kill time, get cards, but they got cards, and then they scattered their cards out, and now they are very easy to kind of eat by any of their neighbors. So red is going to be out of this game very quickly. And my only hope with red is that I'll be in the right positioning for the kill shot when that happens. So now orange is moving down and staking their claim in Africa, and purple is really mad at my 9. Because purple has no hope in hell of getting Africa, I think. And I'm kind of blocking their vision for getting South America, which they made a weak claim at the beginning of the game, so I had no way of reading it. And I'm playing against a really bad player, red, who does not know I need them to move their 4. So what do I do here? I think I just continue to bolster my troops. I think I will make this a 10. The problem is the second purple has... No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and just add the full amount, and then I'm going to move my 3 over and just allow this to be eaten. I'm playing a continentless game at this point. I want to give purple South America at this point. Kind of move into North America, which is uncontested, and play a continentless game. Did I get cards I can play? This game hates me. Now I have 4 cards and a very ununified front. I might get eaten for those 4 cards. The lucky thing is I'm pretty spread out, so eating me for those 4 cards will be quite a challenge. But red is going to slowly get killed here. And my only hope is red does not have cards that they can cash. Maybe they cash on the 4 because they're such a bad player. Blue might take out my 7 here. Or they might take the 1s and then kind of give a warning shot to my 7. They want to eat red too. Red's a really bad player. Red is going to be gone here. That's an interesting move by blue. What's weird is, did my 7 make them give up their ambitions of Europe? And red is probably one of the worst players I've seen. They must be new. They have to be absolutely new. That's not a seasoned player. Purple's in a bad spot too, partially because of me. Orange is acting like they want Africa, but they haven't committed to it. So this is a very interesting game. The only person who's in a decent position is yellow. And I am the reason a lot of people haven't been able to stake their claims. So does purple just take out my 12 as a like, screw you? I think they do. So my game is probably done. Purple's game is probably done as well because of that genius move there, but mine is definitely over. So this is definitely not my strongest game. I'm going to kind of attempt to survive here. I don't see it happening. But this happens. You definitely have bad games. And I had a bad roll. So my 8 went into a 1 and lost 2 when it usually would lose 1. So yeah, right now you can just play To Whom the Bell Tolls or whatever. It's really a matter of time before I get eaten. And I have 5 cards, which makes me a really tasty target. I kind of can't blame purple. Although I will say purple has to blast through that 4 to do anything about it. So the only reason I might survive is that I'm spread out, but I think blue could bolster. Yeah, blue can take me. Blue's going to take out my 7 here. Maybe not. What advantage is it to them to take my 7? Blue is a really bad player. They're Australia or die. That is awesome. You guys, blue went full Australia or die, which kept me alive. Blue could have eaten me, taken my cards, and dominated this game with the amount of troops they had. So I am at an advantage because there's some really bad players here. But red just opened the floodgates for my 6 to get eaten by purple. And purple will be in position to completely take me out of the game. Orange might be in position to completely take me out of the game. Did they take my 7? No, orange is Australia or die. Thank you guys for being so micro-focused on Australia that I'm still around. They will get a nice set of cards from that, though, so this might be my kill spot in the game. So they got 6 troops. That's good. That's not enough to take me out from where they are with their 21. And they didn't even take an extra card. They should have taken an extra card. But again, I don't think these are really seasoned players. I'm surprised I have lived to tell the tale. Now, purple will probably hit my 6. But again, I don't know because these players are kind of bad. Which is good because I didn't do a very solid beginning play. Do they put their 6 into a 6? That's a weird move too. And instead of bolstering their closed position, they're securing 2 continents that they have no chance in hell of holding. And now they're trying to secure a 3rd. So I am really in luck right now that I'm playing against such bad players. I am having the worst game of my life, though. Like, right now I have infantry that I have to cash in, which means I only get 4 cards at my card turn in. So again, I'm in a really tough spot here where at some point, no matter how bad these players are, they're going to take me out. I'm going to go ahead and move my 9 up and just, oh, geez. I guess I just bolster these a little bit separately and hope that they don't just eat me. Geez. This is one of the worst games. Yeah, I had a really weak start here, so my guess is next turn I'm dead. Do I have a turn in? No. The dice and the cards hate me today. I should have probably at the beginning committed to a no continent game. Or been extremely more aggressive about purple once purple moved into Africa. Now, blue's in dire straits too, but blue might just eat me. If blue's smart, though, they aren't going to eat me. They're going to like move into, yeah, they're Australia or die, so they're just going to make themselves lunch food for orange. This is such a weird game. Because the right play for blue there was to break a really badly fortified 2 continents. So you know what's funny? I think purple holds now. I think purple somehow magically holds these continents that they're holding by 1s because of blue's stupid move. Because now it's going to cost orange a lot to break purple. But orange has to break purple. Now, if orange is really smart and savvy, maybe orange leaves Australia. It's just like, you're Australia or die, cool. Go live in it. If orange isn't so smart, maybe they move back to Australia and that 16 zeros them out, and I'm still in the game. That was a good move by orange, honestly. Although that wasn't. That doesn't make sense. Now they're moving back to Australia, so orange just killed themselves. This is a weird game. These are not good players. In a better game, there's no way I'd be alive right now. With better players, I had such a miserable start. The fact that I'm alive has a lot to do with being split on 2 sides of the board. Purple still wants to hold, and I think they're a selfish player, so they still want to go back. Yeah, they can't be happy with 1 continent. They need 2 continents that they're holding with 1s. Purple is a very bad player. We might be back in play for South America, guys. Is that the play I make? They have 3 cards. I think that is the play I make. Now, they'll probably cash in their cards and kill me, but I'm lucky to be alive right now, guys. I'm going to go ahead and play irresponsibly because right now I'm playing on borrowed time anyway. At least that teaches purple a lesson. Like, you can't take that many continents when you're at such a low strength. Now, what purple can do is eat me and take my cards. especially if they have a cash in. I don't know if they're that good, though. The way everyone's playing here is insane. I think the 16 goes into that 15 because Australia or die. Or the 19. Yes, that was totally worth depleting your players. You know what's hilarious, you guys? I have played so badly in this game. I should be like in blue's position, which is last position. Actually, now that's orange's. I shouldn't exist right now. But I'm playing against such bad players. It just doesn't make any sense. Everyone's play in this game is not making any sense. I played so badly in this game, and yet I am, I think, in second place or third place. That doesn't make sense. And they just depleted their troops to take orange, but they're not in position to take orange. So they just handed... Well, if orange can cash in their 4 cards, the only downside is now orange is in kill position with me. But I don't think they cash in. So now orange gets to be taken out by the really bad player purple, but because I didn't play super strong at the beginning, purple may eat orange if they're smart. And then get orange's 4 cards if they aren't able to cash them right now. My hope is that orange can cash their 4 cards. This is a weird game, you guys. It does not make sense. The way people are playing here doesn't make sense. It's very strange. I did not play well, and yet I am now in second place. Oh, sorry, third place in this game, but I'm in one of the strongest areas. The weird thing, too, is like red has been angling to take Asia, which in any game with competent players would be like impossible. Now, does orange take out my 8? Don't take the 8. Thank you. So now orange wants... Man, these players are so strange. So my move to get into South America was a bad call. Except that I'm going to take orange. These players are so bad, I think I'm going to get more aggressive. Like, how does blue think they're going to hold? Gary said Asia is a better thing to go for than Europe. In a game like this, Asia is possible because like all of these players suck. Purple is like overextending themselves, and they're only allowed to do it because they have no competitors. I don't think anyone in this game knows what they're doing. That's why this is able to play out the way it is. I played so bad, I shouldn't even exist right now. Do I want 2 cards? Is it worth... Let's see what the cost is worth here. Where do I want to go? I think with these people, I want to just let them kill each other, but I have to either break through purple or orange. Orange has put them in a position where, even though it's just 2 cards, I actually have to eat orange. I have to live. Like, that wasn't worth the cost, but they put themselves on my continent, and I had no other options. So now, again, in this game, I should be destroyed on the next turn because I've had such a weak start. But who are these players? You know? It's very strange. I mean, purple probably wins this game, even though they're being super aggressive and only defending by 1s. This is one of the weirdest games in the world. I should have had a stronger start. So I had to eat orange. I just cannot believe this. Like, Blue. Okay, so if blue's a good player right now, they're either going to break their neighbor who can kill them the next turn, or they're going to bolster their position and make their 6 stronger. But again, these are such bad players that it's just like, I need territory, and it's just spreading out by ones, which has allowed me to stay in this game because none of these people are like my 9, I think, is the biggest troop stack on the board. That doesn't make any sense. I should be gone. Now, purple hopefully will just come to their senses and take me out because I'm like, no, blue is the weakest player. But I don't think purple goes at blue. I think purple just takes me down because I've been a pain in purple's ass since the beginning. This has been a really bad game of Risk. I have not played well. But purple doesn't do the right play. What are you doing? Purple, you can eat black. What are you doing? These people are insane. Gary, are you seeing this game? That was it? What is going on? You guys, my character should not be alive. Oh my gosh, these people are bad. They're really bad at this game. How did they let that happen? Purple should have like forgotten about their right side and just like bolstered up like crazy. What is going on here? How am I still alive? Am I crazy? Like, these people are really bad players. I am shocked right now, you guys. I actually have to step outside and vape on my nicotine to just deal with comprehending this bad play. Like, I have played probably one of the worst games I've ever played in my life, and I'm still on the board. How is this possible? And red, if they came to their senses, they're going to go at me, but they're going to probably go for South America because they're insane. They're not even going to go for South America. What is... Am I crazy? What are they doing? With how bad I've played, there you go. Thank you, Red. That was actually the first wise play. But why did you cost yourself 8 troops when you couldn't get the cards? It didn't even make sense. Okay, I have to disappear for a second. I probably will get taken out, but I'm not going to. They're not focusing on getting a big stack. They're just bolstering. Like, what? And now they're probably going to take all of South America, even though they don't have enough troops to hold it. What is going on? It's like a blessing from heaven. I should be dead. You guys, I should be dead. I'm alive. How? How am I alive? How do I have the biggest stack on the board? That doesn't make sense. I'm just going to I'll let you keep your territory, purple. I think purple has 3 cards, so I think I die on next turn. If there's any justice in this world, I should die on the next turn. These are really bad players. They started way too aggressive. Like, blue, blue is horrible, but they're probably the strongest player on this game. They brought themselves to like 4 defense at their border in Australia, where you need a big stack. And they did that to take Australia from a player and almost zero themselves out. Red should be dominating this entire game, but red is doing this like weird, like, I'm just defending with 3s, and I can't figure it out. Like, where is red going? Do they want the U.S.? They could have taken the U.S. How is purple the strongest player in this game? I'll be right back. Hopefully I'll be dead by the time I plug in again. So here, I'm going to disappear, vape for a second, get my brain back. Oh, that was a neat thing, but that wasn't the right thing. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so I'm currently playing the worst game of Risk I've ever played. I think red breaks me for no reason. Red is slowly getting depleted. At least blue is starting to make plays as if they know how to play Australia. I'm somehow still alive and have taken a continent when I should have been killed about like 3 turns ago. I'm still in this game, guys, against really bad players, but I only have 1 card, so I'm probably dead. I think red breaks me. I don't understand. Like, why didn't they bolster their 12 and just get rid of this guy? Me. But now they're in position to be broken by blue. They just want lots of territory too fast. It's very strange. That was a good play. That might be the death play. I think I don't take cards. I think I don't take any cards. That's my best play right now. I just need to hope that blue is at least competent enough, you guys. With my crappy start, I think blue needs to be at least competent enough to break purple. At least break Europe. You have to break Europe. But why did you bolster there? Why didn't you bolster the place you're going to break Europe? Oh, these players are awful. They don't break Europe. They do break Europe, but they left themselves vulnerable for purples 10 to bolster up and break their Australia. What is going on with this game? How am I still alive? Red will totally break me because red's just like a have to eat territory monster. Red has to break me. They might kill me. They're not going to break me? Okay, we can be homies. I like these aggressive players that are all eating at each other and they've almost forgotten I've existed. This is a good place to be. Now, do they bolster their 5? No, 5 is going to break me. But they've put themselves in such a vulnerable position. Are they going to bolster behind that 4 that just broke me? I really want to be continentless in this game. I think I break that 4 and I how is purple the strongest player in this game? Are you guys seeing this? I'm sick. I had a really bad start. How am I still alive? I don't want to break that 4 because that's 17. But they're going to just expend all those troops. Why? Okay, they really want to eat me now. But why? So, for my cards, and red has put me in a really weird position here. You know what? I just got to play like an idiot here. I'm going to break that 4 and that 1. And then I'm just going to hope that either somebody breaks purple. Like, blue is a really bad player, though. I don't think they can break purple. I think purple might win this game. As bad of a player as they are. That's a good card. If I can last this turn. I'm bummed that I didn't play better at the beginning of this because these are all beginners. They have to be beginners. Like, what's blue's objective here? Blue wants to take, what, Asia? Or win the game? But blue already proved that they're an Australia or die person. So maybe blue goes in, breaks Europe, goes a little too far, and breaks. I really hope they go too far. No, they don't even. I was hoping they'd go through and like break Africa, but they didn't. That wasn't bad, actually, from blue. I was hoping blue was a little worse, considering how crazy they've been playing. Red's in dire straits, but not as dire straits as me. I think purple eats me this next turn for 2 cards. And I think they're a bad enough player to make that expense for 2 cards. Maybe not. Red just opened up purple to come eat them. How am I still alive in this game? I have to be dead here. I had such a weak start. I shouldn't even be in position still. How is this still a 4-person game? They didn't bolster up. They're not going to eat me. They're just going to break my territory and then take it. They're insane. I'm I don't even know how to process this game, you guys. I don't. Why leave? What are you? Okay. I'm giving red. I want conflict between these idiots. I'm going to give... I'm just going to not take a card. I'm just going to give red the territory. So they can all duke it out. How did... I'm beyond reading people right now. I can't even figure it out. Blue has no idea what to do. Like, they know Australia is important. They know that a smart move when you start Australia is to split your defense. They don't know that if you're going to play that play, you need defense behind your defense because people can break through one and take your whole territory. But they're the table lead. Like, the Australia or die guy is the table lead at this point. I am the weak. I mean, I'm dead at some point in this game because I had such a stupid beginning. But the fact that they've let me exist. And then purple's probably going to bolster their 4? I don't know what they're doing. But I think purple's also a very selfish player, so I don't think purple can let red. Maybe purple has to break red. They're a bad player. They're not going to have a neighbor that they get along with. They want all the territory. They're greedy. Now, did they move one of those things like the 7 to the 5 so they can take me out? Frank was saying I'm at their mercy. I am at the mercy of the worst players I've ever played against. Yeah. Like, what? What are you doing? Oh, I can't even. I'm not going to take any cards. I'm just going to chill here and just be mystified by these really bad players. You know? I had such a bad beginning. I don't see how this doesn't lead to great conflict between everybody, and I'm like the least threatening on the table. So I'm actually in an okay, I'm not in a great position, but I'm strangely in an okay position, because what's going to happen is like blue has to break purple. Like they have to, because purple is like this, I have to have territory monster. And instead of fortifying any of their territory, they're just move. So they've left themselves really vulnerable. Like right now, blue can break every territory they hold, and they're going to have trouble recouping that territory. But blue's a bad player, so blue maybe doesn't do that. Or maybe blue sees what I see, and maybe they're a better player, and they're just going to kind of let it happen. Red is gone soon. Red's probably going to fortify that 10, even though that doesn't make sense because they have a direct threat eating them from above. But I think they put, okay, yeah, like why there? What are you? So red is going to break. So blue and I are both in a similar position here. Blue way stronger, where we're letting them fight. But why did they do that and not break purple? Frank said, is purple's icon Napoleon Bonaparte? That explains a lot. Yeah, and purple is like, they're letting purple get really strong. And purple's just fortifying up that 16 when they have like a direct threat from blue. It's really weird. I just don't understand it. I don't understand this game. This is so weird. Should I just play stupider, guys? I mean, I'm somehow still alive. I want some cards, so I'm just going to make a stupid play. I'm going to give purple... I'm giving purple... I think I'm going to give purple South America. I'm on Team Purple. And just hope they don't eat me. I'm just going to give it to them. How does Blue's little turtle strategy respond to that? Because Blue's allowing 2 territories. Are you going to allow 3? Blue sees that too. So Blue, like, you have to break purple. But they're not going to. And because these people are playing so bad, purple, one of the worst players in this game, I want them to win. I'm on Team Purple. I'm rooting for purple. Honestly, purple's not the worst player in this game. The worst player in this game is red, because why are you fortifying territory? Like what are you doing? Like purple's like fortifying territory that doesn't even need defending. Now they're fortifying like one side of... they just don't make any sense. Gary was saying blue is timid. Gary said, if I ate purple's 16, blue would take that as a cue to eat purple's 10s. Of course. But I'm not, like, why would, like, I'm nobody in this game. Why would I eat their... And here's the thing. Purple is such a bad player, they don't realize I just gave them South America. Take it. Instead, they're eating it like, you guys. The best of the worst is leading. Exactly. It's like if you were playing a game of basketball where nobody knew their positions and you made a big fatal error and you're somehow like still there and you're watching these people like nobody's playing the right positions, but the score count's going up. It's insane. This is a wacky game, guys. And now I like that I'm big and tasty and I'm just moving out of the way. Wait, do I eat? No. I could eat red, but I like that somehow. Like I'm putting, like, I'm team purple right now. I want to see purple just dominate, but purple can eat me next turn with what they're going to accrue. But honestly, the way blue play a turtle strategy, but this is not turtle time. Purple has 3 continents and you're going to let that stand? Okay. I'll let it stand too. You have a territory. I don't. Why? Yeah, Gary said the way they're all playing, you could still win 100%. Because I'm just going to move out of the way. What I'm going to do is try to make a slow crawl to Africa. But purple can't not win this game at this point because they're going to secure that 3 and that 9 if they're smart. I mean, 17 troops. That's how bad of a player blue is. Blue's in second position. You're the second leader at the table. You just allowed that to happen, and now there's no breaking it. Purple will win this game no matter how badly they play it. They have so much territory right now. First, they're going to eat red. Then they're going to eat me. Then they're going to eat blue. And blue just let that happen because they're such a bad player. But that's okay. I played really bad on this game too. But I'm mystified that I played that badly, and yet I'm still on the board. I'm just, okay, here, have red, have America purple. Will blue respond to that? I'm actually leaving. I'm going to give them America. Here, take America. Blue might eat me, but it's too little too late. I want to see this. I want to see this play out. I've also made it harder for purple to remove red, so I'm giving some cards to blue, but blue's such a bad player, they might see me as a threat rather than this guy who's accruing 17 cards a turn. Yep, he's going to hit me. Okay, I'm out of this game, but I'm going to watch the rest of it because I want to see purple just completely eat this board. Wait, you're not going to take my cards? Thank God I finally got killed, but like, why would you do that? Now you only have, you can't break purple. You can't break purple. You're done. Oh, you guys, that is literally the worst game. Everybody's a beginner. I just lost a bunch of points. Check it out. Novice, 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 beginner. Wait, blue's intermediate? I guess, honestly, blue could be thinking the same thing. They're like, that guy was a master? Because I played so bad. Oh my gosh, we have to spectate. Are you guys curious? I'm curious who wins. I played so bad on that game. I'm glad it was on stream because you have your bad games, you know. I may not be a master after that game. So like blue is intermediate, really? And you're just gonna let purple just accrue 18 cards at a time? Gary's saying my money's on blue, but blue can't win. Blue has completely cost himself the win. There's no way they win at this point. The cost of breaking purple? Well, purple's a bad enough player where maybe blue will win. But like how? Like there's no way. Yeah, this game is over. Purple has 105. It's 56 and 18. The math doesn't work out unless purple is literally the worst player in the universe, which it's kind of looking like. There's no way. There's no way. So I'm glad I'm not the only one losing points for losing to these morons. Yeah, blue, you might go from intermediate to lower. I think I probably retain my master status, but still, if I lose it for that, I deserve it. I played so bad on this game. Gary said, purple is just a worse player. I see paths with blue, but there is no path with blue. Even if blue breaks purple at this point, And again, they're so committed to Australia and turtling. Like, they're going to give those cards to red. I mean, to purple. They're literally giving red's cards to purple. So right now, they're not playing to win. They're playing for second. They aren't going to get to those cards. They're going to break purple. It's too late. Unless purple, again, purple's a really bad player, so, but it's way too late. Purple has 93 troops, you guys. He can take every little one he wants, and purple inevitably wins this game. This is the weirdest game I've ever seen. Oh, they do take those cards, so that gives them a little hope. 86. There's still no way. They're done. Bye, blue. I'm going to watch this because I want to see blue, the intermediate player, get owned by a novice that he allowed. And again, I played terribly, but he allowed them to dominate the map. And right now, unless purple is literally the worst player on the planet, there is no world where purple loses. Now, the only way purple loses is if they just hang in America. Like right now, what purple needs to do is just start eating troops. Like purple, forget about territory. Just start eating every single troop you can. Now, purple's a bad enough player to maybe they just take America. Maybe they think they're in dire straits. You're not purple. You have this game, but you might think you're in dire straits. Purple might lose. Purple's going to lose. An unlosable position. Purple's going to lose. They just took the U.S. They're afraid of that 17. They're not taking out that. What are you doing? You guys, purple just lost from an unlosable position. Or at least is going to win like ridiculously slower. That was an unlosable position purple was in. If they had just kept going. If I'm blue, I'm like really happy. What purple needs to do is activate that 20, that 18, and just start killing everything in sight. At this point in the game, it is not the time to worry about continents because the math is was on your side. The math is still on his side. Purple has 79 troops. Blue has 59 troops. Blue cannot win this game if he puts his 14 into that 17. If he just starts clearing out everything in sight without blocking himself. But I think he's just going to try to get America. I think he's that bad of a player. I mean, you cannot lose from purple's position if you just start eating troops. But I don't think purple knows that. Purple doesn't realize like how... Like they're still afraid of that 17 or something. Just start eating. Go, go, go. Move your 3 into that 1. Move like. Don't be slow about it. Forget your continent. Oh. And the problem is purple will still win. Like they probably will still win because it is break his territory. What are you doing? Yeah, Gary, you're right. Gary said purple isn't leveraging that number advantage, so the fact he's leading doesn't really matter. It shockingly doesn't. Purple's got 92, right? Oh, the gap is closing. Purple is such a bad player. Like blue is not a good player. This is fascinating, you guys. I'm watching the rest of this game play out just because I played really poor at the beginning. If I had played a little bit stronger in the beginning and been a little more aggressive and realized I was playing with... I misplayed this one a lot. I might play another round just so I can kind of like reclaim my pride. How did I lose to these people? Gary, if you were at all feeling intimidated about playing Risk with me, watch this game and be like, yeah, that's not a worry. Like, okay, what's purple going to do now? Purple's only accruing 5 cards. At this point in the game, they should have had so much of the map that it's like they're getting like 18 per turn. But again, they're like obsessed with closing continents at the point in the game where it's not about continents at this point. It's about taking out every single troop you can. Put your 5 into that 4. Take your 18 and just mow out every single thing. Now you're thinking, but you're moving towards Europe and you're keeping numbers. Just take everything. Move that 4 into the 2. Oh, he stopped. He's going to lose this game. Purple's going to lose an unlosable position. How? Gary says, if purple pushed troops into a pile, it could win this game in a round or 2. No, he doesn't need a pile. Purple needs to just zero out everything he has on the map. He needs to move that 4 he has in Africa into the 2. And if he has any left, hit the 1. He needs to move that 5 and just clear out. Don't even worry about being ones. Don't worry about having numbers. Take every single number you can. Put your 14 into the 17. You're going to have 1 left, but you're going to dominate so much of the map, have so much territory that even though you look weaker, at that point, it would be unwinnable from Blue's perspective. Instead, he's let Blue retain his 17, and he's letting Blue accrue small territory because he's trying to hold on to little amounts of troops. And he's still, for some stupid reason, like, I need America. You don't need America at this point in the game. At this point in the game, you need to take everything you have and put it into everything he has. Like, you aren't worried about stacks at this point of the game. This point of the game, it's like zero him out till he has nothing left. Put your 4 into the 2. He's going to lose the game. He's obsessed with America. See, Blue is playing it right. Blue is just taking territory, taking territory, taking territory. Who cares about continents? Just take everything you can around you at this point. Blue should put their 2. There you go. And just clear them out. Just keep going. I don't know if Blue's good enough to know that. Keep going. Put your 8 into the 1. Put your 7 into the 3s. Just take whatever you can. He should actually activate his 17 and hit that 20. He's not good enough to know that. Just zero out your 17. You don't need it. You've got enough territory where you're going to accrue, like, if he put his 17 into that 20 and just one out all his troops, he would be accruing so much per turn that purple can't recover. And purple let that happen. That's crazy. I'm interested in watching this because I played real bad, but I have never seen someone with such a clear-cut win just completely just throw it away. Now, purple, put your 11 into that 17. He can still win, but he's not going to. He's trying to fortify. Put your 20 into that 17. Take it. 4 into the 1. 11 into the 1. The 3. Oh, you just... Okay. It's unrecoverable for purple now. They ended their turn. They didn't break. Oh, my gosh. Yep. Purple just lost an unlosable position. Good for you, Blue. At least you played somewhat competent. But still, Blue, just eat it all. Don't take your time. Just eat it all. Take all of the... okay. Keep going. Keep going. This is fascinating, you guys. Fascinating. Yeah, Gary said Blue should win this round. I agree. Blue played the best out of anyone. He outplayed me. I didn't play competently in this game. But I am shocked because Blue didn't play that well. Like, this is just a lot of bad players on the board. And then I hate to say it, I don't consider myself a great player, but I'm a better player than anyone who's won this game. I just played really bad at the beginning. Maybe that's everyone. Maybe everyone's better than they were on this game, but oh my gosh, how did I lose to these people? Like, you know what's weird? It's still possible for purple to win if they just start plowing through, but they're not. Like, how is purple not just plowing through? Just take every single card you can. Breaking it, Australia does not matter at this point in the game. It doesn't. You're done. Good night, purple. Well, I got to say, well done, blue. Well done. And blue's intermediate. Blue will become an expert and then a master, and they're going to play more solid and more solid. They're going to realize there's more options than Australia. Frank was saying that's the lesson. It doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. Also, you can be on top, but it doesn't mean you can't be knocked down. 100%. The way purple was playing this game, there was no way they weren't going to get knocked down. Blue could have prevented their rise earlier in the game, but they're good at the game. They're not great at the game yet. I had just a weak beginning, so by the time we even really got into the game and players exposed themselves, it was just too late for me to do anything about it. I hadn't secured a continent in time. Yeah, purple's done, so I don't even know if we need to watch the rest of the game. I don't even know if purple's good. Yeah, purple's like blue could have taken more out of purple. You can secure this end more quickly, but yeah, at this point, yeah, purple just lost an unlosable position. Yeah, Gary was saying even winning, blue is making weird choices. 100%. This was a game of, you know what? To be honest, these aren't weird choices. It's people who are novices and beginners at the game, and they just made really weird choices because they haven't played long enough to be like making conscious choices. I have no idea. Like at this point in the game, like purple's just killing time. What purple is doing though is what they should have done at the beginning, except they didn't even do that. So if you guys are watching this, what you do when you're at the point that purple was where they outnumber the other player's troops, you just plow through everything. You won out everything you have. You don't worry about retaining your stacks. That point, it's just mow. Like that should be your objective. And at that point, you're not really thinking about securing continents. You're thinking about just securing territory. Every single one of those ones you get on the board, you're going to accrue so many troops by the next turn that it's unwinnable, which is what we saw in reverse. I can't even believe I got points for that game. Am I still a master after losing to these people? I retained my master status, but I lost about 1,000 points. Justifiably, guys. Justifiably. All right. Oh, this is a fun way to spend a sick day, though, I have to admit. I'm going to play one more round to regain my dignity. I just have to. But I'm going to take a real quick break beforehand. So I'll play a trailer for my graphic novel, Jacob's Apartment, and I will think about, I'm going to question my existence, you guys. What is the purpose of me even calling myself a risk player with that bad of a game? Okay, I'll be right back. Hopefully I'll have the answer when I return. Hopefully this is entertaining for you guys. And I will tell you, that may not be my worst game. I've definitely had worse games. Every once in a while you have a game where you just misplay, or the dice just suck, or whatever. But that was probably, I would put that in history as one of my worst games. I'm not going to be as egotistical as to say that was my worst game. I'm kind of glad it was on stream because, again, I I don't know. It just shows, you know, I can miscalculate too. And I'm not pretending I can't, but still, that was an embarrassing display from me. How did I lose to those players? Is that horrible to say? All right, I'll be right back, guys. Speak clearly, it seems that only in dreams can we be these things we've seen and walk around breathing pain. I don't know the part to play in this heart of mine. There's dissonant things, they split at the seams. I have to share Frank's comments. True. You guys, I thought I was a contender. I have to regain my dignity. Or maybe I have learned a lesson that when I have a cold, I shouldn't play Risk. I'm going to blame it on the brain fog. That was the worst, one of the worst I've ever played. All right, let's try to regain some dignity. And then I'm probably going to rest because I have a cold. And then I'm going to, after that, you know, rock some comics and hopefully get to a point where I can stream some art stuff, because art stuff's good too. What I should have done this entire game that would have made it funny, instead of kind of commenting on the bad playing, I should have pretended that I was playing like a master strategy that entire time. I shouldn't have acknowledged anytime I was making like a misplay. I should have just been like, yup. And pretty soon I'm going to dominate this board, instead of being like, how am I still alive? Like, I should have been like playing it up like, and this is how you play Risk, you guys. Anyhow, that would have been funnier, but okay. Can I regain my dignity, or is this life telling me to take a nap? Let's find a game, guys. Capital Conquest is a fun game too, but right now I'm really focused on perfecting, like you saw in the previous stream, perfecting my play on Classic Fixed. Frank said, my reports say Purple is regretting his life choices. Oh, we're going to get there, guys. That's full. That would have been a fun game. Let's see. Fixed 4-player. Again, I don't know if there's any like good games, because like better players tend to like 6-player games because it's a little more fun. Even that game was fun, even though I like embarrassed myself. It was fun. I don't want to play America because it's boring. Wait, that wasn't America. I am a little cold. Head spacey. Guys, I want a 6-person game because 6 people is way more fun. 6 people is always way more fun. I lost 1,000 points, guys, for that bad play. That's going to take me quite a few games to recover. Gary said, once I'm done drawing 1979, I'll be looking forward to work out some Risk. Yeah. I'm not that good. I'm not super bad, but I'm definitely not good at Risk. I usually can play better than that last one. Do we have any open games that are just anything interesting other than 4-player? This just may not be my day. Let's see. Capital Conquest. We could play Capital Conquest, but I like sticking to Classic Fixed. Gary said, do you always do the auto assign territories? It's a lot more interesting for me. The ones where you assign your own territories, there's like some pretty easy strategies to kind of dominate those. I like the auto assign because it's a lot more challenging, because then you have to kind of have expertise in taking multiple territories. Like, so to put an example, like part of why I played badly on that last game was I was very indecisive about whether I was going to play a no continent game or whether I was going to take South America. I should have just committed to the no continent like early on, and that would have given me an advantage. But being indecisive that early in the game like costs you what you just watched. Because I was in no position to close the territory, and I should have probably seen that like my neighbor was a bad player and kind of moved away from them, because you usually want to stay away from the really erratic beginning players. And weirdly, I'm not in a great position now, because like arguably fourth position can be worse than fifth. I do have a pretty good presence in the US. We'll see if that stands after the culling. But I think right now what I do is move my 5 into North America. I think that's my best play right now, but we'll see how much of North America gets cold and like whether it's contested or not. So why fourth can be worse than fifth is fifth position, by the time it's to you, like you get a bunch of your troops cleared out and everybody's kind of decided what territories they're in, which is an advantage and a disadvantage, because the advantage is you can kind of move towards territories that are uncontested or just commit to a no continent game. The problem with fourth is you're in a very similar boat, except that you don't get the extra troops at the end. So fourth is a weaker one too. You usually want to be second or third. First can be tough because you can very confidently establish your place somewhere, and especially if you're playing with newer players, you can end up in a war of attrition before you've even started the game. I think right now I take America. Oh, I'm in fourth position. I was thinking I was black. Never mind. I was thinking I was black. That's my cold. I think I do Africa. I have to do Africa. How could you not do Africa where I'm at? There's no way in hell I'm doing Australia if I can avoid it. So I'm going to make a play for Africa, and we'll just kind of see how that goes. I think what I'll do is bolster 2 positions. I kind of want to just get really strong and not worry about the continent. I want a big stack in Africa in one spot. And then I'll consolidate my 3s if they remain. It looks like black might clear out my 3. I don't think they will. I think black is definitely going for North America. So black's making the right call. Initially, I thought I was black. That's why I was saying I was 5th player. I'm actually in a much better position than black. not positionally on the board, but just like in order of turn. I'm pretty good. I think that so part of why I left that 1 is if I'm pink, I want South America, and I want to let pink get his 5 to his 3. I don't want to be in his way, because then he's going to be tempted to just take out a big stack of my troops. But right now I'm playing friendly neighbor. I'm not getting in anyone's way. I want people to secure their territories. And Gary noticing my head cold mistake, was saying, "You're white, right?" And he's like, "I'm asking because he said he had a good position in North America," which was wrong. Yes, 100%. America. Now, if I were a really bad player right now, and I also said I was in Australia, which I wasn't, which is thank God. Because, yeah, like, again, like, I feel bad for Black. Like, they just lost, like, a 4-stack. That sucks. So right now I am the last player, but I'm glad that Pink got the message. Now, if Pink's a crappy player, they're going to keep their 2 there. But I think they're going to do good faith. Yeah, they did good faith with me because they're like, thanks for letting my troops out, which is great. Because that now allows me to kind of start consolidating more of my troops. I think it is worthwhile for me to move my 3 down. Because again, at this point in the game, newer players, like part of why I knew most of the players I was playing with were newer on the last game, is everybody was being like super aggressive and like in ways that just didn't make sense. Like they're contesting territory before they have a territory secured. And so it'd be like a place that's trying to establish a country and they're getting in wars with all their neighbors before they've even established borders. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Black is playing okay. Black might actually succeed at getting North America if they continue the long play. Holding North America is really hard. I'd say the hardest territories to hold are North America, and the very hardest is England, and the absolute impossible, unless you're playing with new players, is Africa, or not Africa, Asia. The easiest to hold, which is why everybody freaks out and does the whole Australia or die strategy, the easiest to hold is Australia, which is why especially new players always want to start from Australia. I think my growing favorite to work from is actually, strangely, a lot of people's least favorite. I think my favorite starting position is England, which is a weird thing that I've kind of learned about myself. Now, I don't know if I ever reclaim that 3. I think that's a delivery, so I'm not, just let them drop it off. I'll mute it, though, so you don't hear the dog. So you guys, while my dogs are barking at the delivery guy, I don't want to take it just yet. I also don't like that I really don't like that Pink has that 4 on our territory. I'm hoping to earn good faith, but Pink might play bad. My gosh, the dogs. Pink might play bad neighbor and start eating at my territory before I've secured it, which is kind of a losing strategy for Pink, but they might do it. Black is really playing a pretty interesting game here. Black is also, you'll notice, not making enemies early on, which is a good sign. You know, geez. Bernie, it's okay. He might still bark, but so the thing that that to me signals a more sophisticated player is usually at the beginning they're not as aggressive. Like they're very friendly. You want everybody to be buddies. We're homies. We're friends. I'm not after you. And then you kill them. That's pretty much like every time I've seen a grandmaster play, that's how they play. They play very friendly. When they target an enemy, it's usually a 1 enemy strategy. If they're in a scenario where they're fighting like a 2-person war, they'll often just abandon their territory because of the cost of like a 2-front war for like a grandmaster. They just do the calculation and they're like, it's way better for me to keep friends. So I think pink is going to be bad neighbor. Yep, they're bad neighbor. So do I want to stay neighbors with pink, or do I want to get out of this situation and let pink duke it out with someone else? Because pink's aggressive. Going bad neighbor that early on just does not make any sense. I like that pink blocked themselves off, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that little spot that they blocked themselves off in, and I'm just going to take I'm playing the slow strategy. I'm slowly taking this territory. Okay, so red is at 4 cards, so this game might be lost by me already. Like, red might cash in their 4 cards and just eat me for my cards, because I have 4 cards, and a good play when you have 4 cards, if you cash in, you're able to take somebody out. The only thing saving me from that move is if that 3 stays there. If that 3 stays above, so you're going to see pink gradually become one of the weakest players in this game. I just want you guys to notice that. Because again, like that early aggressive player, like black is playing a really friendly game. They're dominating, but they're also like, they're allowing time for red to move that 6. Because if they eat that 6, then when red moves wherever they're going to move, it looks like red might be doing a no continent. But when they move it to eat that 6, then they have an enemy with red, because red's going to be thinking about that time that they lost 6 of their troops to black unnecessarily. So now he's being a good neighbor. He's allowing red time to move his red. Now, what blue is doing is a more aggressive strategy of like, I'm not going to let red move their 6, which is great because that's creating hostility. And that 10 that he has in Kamchatka, right next to Alaska, is going to irritate red, because red could have consolidated his troops, and now blue's being an asshole, and people remember assholes in this game. So red, like weirdly enough, that move by blue might keep me on this board. And I've also put pink in a tough position because pink is a tough guy. He wants to just get in wars, and I've just denied him that opportunity. Does he move his 7 out in an aggressive manner, or does he stay there? I think he stays there, but I've denied his ability currently. Now, red might also be a player who wants to stoke conflict and will open up the locked 7 on South America and let the 7 continue to kind of needle at me. Frank said, assert yourself, white. Don't let pink push you around. No, see, in this game, I want pink to feel like we're best friends till I can completely eat him. We're not friends. I do remember it. But if him being aggressive this early in the game makes him feel good, let him feel good. Now I'm a target. Now I'm a huge target, guys. That's a little dangerous. I'm heading into dangerous territory, you guys. Because the cards, I needed to be able to cash in that 4, and I couldn't. And let's see what I got under 5. Do I have just all people? No, okay. I have an okay card set. It's not perfect, though. It's only cavalry. So I'm not off to a bad start, not off to a good start. But I'm glad I'm out of the crosshairs of pink. However, pink is so aggressive. I think when they cash in their 5, they might bolster that 1 and start needling. So my goal is just, pink, you want to needle? Go ahead and needle. It's really sad because I don't feel like black's playing a bad game, but I do think they're surrounded by aggression. Blue is a very aggressive player, and blue is actively trying to mess with black. And now they're kind of backing down a bit. Black is in a really good position. Like, there's a lot of strength in black's placement right now. Black has a 3 in an exterior position, so if he gets card blocked, if they allow that 3 to stand, he's able to accrue cards in a territory that's not his. So it's really smart for him to keep that 3. It's also advantageous in case he wants to mess with me and start a conflict that I can't actually rebut because I'm in a different continent that's like very far away from him. So for me to hit him is a much bigger extent of a problem. I'm really happy about pink because pink is so aggressive. I think they'll be out of this game pretty quick. I think they might even bolster that 10, but I think instead they're going to start chewing at black, who's actually a pretty competent player. But they did bolster. Like, it wasn't enough for them to bolster one. Now they had to bolster another. And you got to wonder, what is pink's objective here? And this is a thing to think about when you start needling other players. What does pink win out of that? If I were a crappy player, they're just going to have an 18 suicide into their 13. But we're friends, pink. Why are you doing that? Do they have alliances on this? Oh, I should make an alliance with pink. I'm so happy about you, pink. I want us to be best friends. I'm not annoyed at all that you've been needling me. I'm not even going to close my territory at this point. But I am going to cost pink the 5 that he put there. Because I can. That was probably not the best play, but that was a little F you to pink. Pink, I don't want you fighting me. I want you fighting above you. That's what I'm trying to tell pink. So if you're pink, like pink's already made a lot of misplays. Pink is in a position where they have to make conflict with their neighbors because they basically can't accrue cards anywhere outside of the board. The sophisticated player in South America is often going to have an exterior position in Asia that can eat cards, and then they're going to play the kindest neighbor they can to North America and to Africa until they're in position to like completely eat their territories. That's the way to play South America. I think the way pink is playing South America is just not going to work out for them. They want enemies and they want conflict before we're really even in wars yet. But right now it's working okay for them. It's kept me as the weakest player on the board. I'm really happy about red and pink being right at it. Like there's a powder keg that's about to go off there, and that's good for me. Sorry, not red and pink, red and orange. Like red is kind of being an asshole to orange right now. Red does not want to give orange. Red is saying, hey, I want Europe, and orange is saying, I'm in Europe. It's a good scenario. Pink is saying, come at me, come at me. Pink's going to keep needling me. Again, I have to ask, what's their objective? I don't think they're thinking. They're not gaining territory that they can keep. It almost seems like they're looking for an excuse to lose the game. They aren't playing to win. That's what that shows me. Because again, And now I'm curious because pink is a bad player. I think I get a little stronger and then I give pink. This is what I'm thinking. I'm going to get a little stronger. I'm going to annoy pink a little bit by not really reciprocating their hostility. And then I think I'll give pink the territory of their dreams, which they can't possibly hold because we're not playing with a group like the last group of players. But I do want every time pink needles me, I want it to cost them something. So now pink, that little needle, you didn't gain anything, but you're losing 3 troops. Are we starting to learn that you need to fuck off? Yeah, Gary was saying pink wants cards. Yeah, pink wants cards, but leaving the 3 there, like it's the unnecessary needling that pink is doing that shows me that pink is going to be out of this game pretty well. Because here's what I like. Black is not as strong as they began. Black's in a really bad spot right now because now I think it's hard to say, but I think that red might give up on this little dick waving contest with orange and take a territory. And unfortunately, it looks like the territory they're thinking of taking is putting a 23 with a gun in the face of a 23. I am really loving this board. I'm feeling good about this game. Let me tell the placement. So right now, the weakest player on the board is pink, as I kind of told you guys. Do they break my 1 just to be a dick? No, they keep it there as an option, though. So I'm going to be broken by every neighbor in my position, but it's going to be interesting. Once I'm able to make the play of just giving pink his neighbor's territory, I think sparks are going to fly if I'm able to make that play. The only thing that sucks about that 8, other than it just being there to break me once I close my territory. Oh, maybe not. I don't think blue's a bad player. That's one thing I will say. A good sign that blue's not a bad player. They're keeping that 22 open. A sign that blue is not a great player is blue is not really aligning themselves where they can take a lot of territory. Red is really begging orange to just flip out and kill him. Yeah, Gary said black, red, and orange are sort of in a suicide pact now. Exactly. And what I want to see pink enter into that fray. Now, does pink leave another heavy stack? Are they just going to leave that 5 there? Or are they going to finally learn, oh, I lose that if it's... Yep. Machiavellian, guys. That's the first time he's broken me, gone that extra amount. And instead of leaving like a 5 just to be a dick, he hasn't because he realized if I leave anything more than a 1 there, I lose it. So if I want to do an aggressive play and secure my territory because he's being the most aggressive, I move my 32 down and I bolster it, and then I'm accruing cards. But there's so much hostility here around me that I really kind of like the idea of just letting him needle. I think he gets bored. I think black gets a little stronger, starts closing a little more territory. That's what I want. Black is not really, I don't know. Black's not bad right now, but they're in a rough position. It is good that the hostilities went down with red. Red can eat me right now if they're a bad player, but they'll only have like 3 cards left. And even if they get like 10 cards from it, which they'll only get 2 cards, but even if they can cash it in for 10, they're not in a really strong position. Orange, I think, is my candidate for most likely to suicide someone first, because orange is like, I'm being needled a little bit by pink. And I know they're choosing to get cards, but again, I don't know what their objective is. Like, what's their goal? Because right now, like, they have a territory, and yet they're expending so many troops to do this needling and card gathering that I actually am a stronger player on the board. But I feel like it's really, especially if red just keeps hanging out. Red feels like the ultimate troll right now. If you're orange, right, and you've made a claim in Europe, and then there's this little 38 just swirling around you, I think it's only a matter of time before orange or red just go at each other, before those big stacks hit each other. That's what I want. Or one of them loses it and hits my stack. I don't know. Or maybe one of them Australia or dies it and just goes like head first into Australia. Pink's feeling like a big dog now. They got that nice 16. Maybe they leave it there. Yep, they want to take it all. This might be a good spot for me to do what I was talking about. I'm reading them right as a player. Like, they really want to just take both territories, and they can't possibly hold them. So I think what I do right now is I think I give it to them. Now, this puts me in a dangerous spot for sure, but I think that was the right play. Pink, you want it? Have it. And I know that seems like a weird play, but quite often in this game, if you can give people what you want, like, you want to think about it. Like, what do I gain out of staying in that territory next to pink, who's just going to needle the entire time? I'm not going to be able to close and hold the territory. If I close and hold the territory and I defend my borders, it's just going to be an arms race where we're each raising our borders and we both lose the game. Am I playing this game for a pride thing, or am I playing this game to win? I'm playing to win, and that's not going to be a winning strategy for me to stay in that situation. The better strategy is for me to weaken him by spreading out his forces, because pink feels like a big dog. They just got to cash in their cards. And again, that kind of play, like, I just don't see pink. I don't see pink winning this. It's aggressive, but I just don't see, like, how's pink going to hold it? Like, we have a red right above pink's ass that wants a territory and hasn't been able to secure Europe. We have a 36 that hasn't been able to secure their territory, who, if red moves out of their way, now is appeased. So if red and also, and I love this, we also have an Australia that very much, does Australia hit me? That would be a weird move. Okay, good. We have an Australia that's not going to be happy about that play either, and an Australia that's playing real weird. I don't know what Australia is doing right now. That's a really weird decision. But I'm glad they did that, because they just fortified me. I think I can't friend them. Oh, I see what happened. Australia has botted out, so Australia is going to lose this game. They lost their connection, or they quit the game, and so blue is a bot at this point. That's why blue did that move, because that move did not make a lot of sense. But if you're a robot, that makes a lot of sense. Automation, guys. AI art. I like that pink now is going to have enemies, and I'm out of that situation. And also, I'm going to move out of robot territory. I'm surrounded by robots. So that's not a good spot to be in. But if I can move my way gradually, I think that the robot starts attacking pink. And now they have a robot that's just wanting to just take territory, take territory, take territory. So that move I made, I think, is pretty great. Pink is screwed. I'm not in a great position surrounded by robots, though. But pink is in trouble. Yeah, Gary was saying that was weird for blue, and then he's like, ah. Frank said he has to run an errand, get ready for Bible study. And he said, I have to run. Well, thanks, Frank. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching my worst game ever. So Pink's going to get broken by the robot. So there you go, Pink. Was it worth it? Was that all that you wanted it to be? Did you really love being in Africa? Was it just, all you ever imagined? It's going to be so fun to watch Pink get completely annihilated. I am shocked Red didn't break Pink. Maybe Red knows the robot's going to break Pink. I think I'll just break Pink. No, you know what? I don't win anything from that. You know what? I do win something from that. I think I think I'm going to break Pink. Oh, man. Now that pisses me off. I just got screwed by the cards. Darn it. That makes me really mad. This is not my day, guys. And then I had a good roll taking out that 5. It only took out 3 of my troops. I want to see the robot break Pink, but I was hoping I could get the satisfaction of getting a card without having to eat that 5 stack. Gary said, why didn't Red go into Africa? I'm so confused. Because Red wants Europe. And at this point, they're in a war of attrition. They don't care about winning. Red wants Orange dead. Orange wants Red dead. They do not care about winning. The robot cares about winning, but it's also a robot. So does the robot just let those ones stand? That would be insane if you're a player and you're just going to let those ones stand. Does the robot move up towards me because it's an idiot robot and it thinks it can hold Africa or Asia? Yes. Thank you. Sorry, I really have to just point out Pink's wonderfully strong position right now ever since I abandoned Africa. Do you see why it's dumb to needle somebody? Like, it's not dumb to needle someone. It's just dumb if you don't have an objective. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? And if you get it, can you hold it? It's a good question to ask yourself when you're playing Risk. What do I gain out of this? If Orange were more present right now, they'd be like, okay, I'm mad at Red, but what do I gain in this cock waving contest with Red? We both lose. Gary said the robot has an incentive to break territories. The robot has a huge incentive to break territories. The fact that Blue bought it out is actually a little scary because Blue is the strongest player and the robot is insane. So the robot's going to break Black too. I kind of like this robot right now. It's not good for me because it's also putting me in a position where to get cards, I have to eat large amounts. But I'm actually in a pretty secure spot right now. Can I cash in my cards? Oh, I'm up. I can't cash in my cards either, and I have to eat a 5. This kind of sucks. But I'm in a better spot than Pink. I like that. Does the robot have cards? Yes, the robot has cards, so that's not good. And the robot will do crazy stuff, guys. Part of why I don't like... I think as a player, botting out is kind of a weak move because you're letting a robot fight your battle for you. And it is a strategy some people use when they cheat. So they'll kind of line things up to where they're in a really good spot and then let the robot do the stats for them. But I want that robot. I want to guide the robot. I think I'm going to move back and forth and try to guide the robot to go to. But the robot has a lot of incentive because it's a robot. The robot will think of Asia as a holdable territory. So it's going to be trying to consolidate Asia. And so that robot's going to be at me all game. But I still like my positioning better than Africa. I know I'm like almost like 90% sure that pink loses this game, which brings me joy. I think red and orange are at that weird point where, again, they need to think about their objectives. What did I tell you about pink, though? You play hostile at the beginning, you end up in a really bad spot. The most hostile players usually at the beginning are usually the first or second to go. But I also told you about the robot, and the robot really thinks it can close the territory it's in. And so the robot's going to just keep building that 23. Because the robot wants Asia. Yeah. Luckily, I have cards to cash in, so that's good. I also like that the robot, I think, kind of opened Australia to me. Did Orange come to their senses? Nope. Orange is stubborn. Orange is like, screw you, Red. Red is like, you must die, Orange. And they are missing the forest for the trees. And black and pink are going to be in a to the death battle. And pink is so aggressive of a player, I could see them suiciding black. I bet pink feels like a real big dog now holding their territory. How many cards does black have? That sucks. Black can't retaliate. I don't know what red and orange are in pretty good positions. They should have consolidated territories at this point, but they both want Europe and they want to send a message. And again, sometimes what I just did to pink is the best play, is to like not play. I'm literally like, I don't really care about your stupid thing, dude. Do I take Australia, which is not a good territory to hold at this point in the game? Do I position myself where I can take Australia? I think that's what I do. I don't think that stays open, and I think the robot is so dumb it'll just keep hammering. And I kind of like that there's those ones, which they might consolidate, but I like being around ones that I can eat and grow in power. And again, if I have just the enemy of the robot, that's a good standing for me to be in. I also want to be in a spot where maybe I can fantasize. It would be really fun to be the guy that eats magenta. I think the robot does it for me, but I want to be that guy. It would be fun to be the last one to hit magenta, just to be like, you like that? But the robot's going to start working on magenta pretty soon. Okay, guys. Are you going to let that robot own the territory below you, 48 and 58, or are you guys just in a vendetta that's so deep you can only see each other? I mean, can you believe if you're either of those guys, like, why aren't you taking territory? Why aren't you moving away from this conflict? Like, make an alliance and call it a day. It's the Cold War, you know? It's like they're just building stuff. Are you going to make the mature decision and leave? Nope. I am staying where I'm staying. Weirdest players in the world are red. And so I want to point out red and orange right now. Both of them are in a pretty dominant position, and yet they are so blinded by each other that they just missed the opportunity to gain 3 cards by eating 15 troops. I'm seeing that opportunity. I'm excited by that opportunity. Black's in a really bad spot too. Here's the thing they're both missing. Maybe red wakes up to this. You have black next to you with 25. He's got 3 cards. You eat black, you eat pink, and you've just gotten yourself 6 cards. You can pretty much replenish everything you lost. Black's in really dire straits. Pink's in worse dire straits. I'm just chilling here among the robots. The robots. I think I eat someone. If black can't cash in their cards, I think I might eat black. Or I go through black to eat magenta. Maybe. It's costly, though. Are they just ignoring? Oh, you're splitting. That's a strange move. Wow. Okay. That does not make any sense. How many does black have right now? Black has 15. I can take that hit. I'm making the gamble that like red and orange are so blocked by hate that they are not going to care. Oh my goodness, guys. I think I eat magenta too just for fun. Just to teach them a lesson about needling and politeness to your neighbors. What do you guys think? I think he needs a little Mr. Rogers lesson. Even if it loses me the game, I think he needs that lesson. I think that's an important lesson to learn. Yep. So pink. Be nice to your neighbors, man. People have memories. I take a lot of joy. I have to admit, I'm having almost too much joy from that. And that was a very immature move. It might have lost me the game, but it was so fun. So fun to see pink gone, you know? What do I do now? I think I take the US. And I put them in a position where they can kill each other or fight the robot who is gradually taking over the world, or they can come at me. But at least I got to kill pink and make this a 3-person game. And I didn't throw off the balance too much. I think the robot might eat my America. But at least we're in a more balanced game now. We're all at like 50, and I got to kill the dickwad. I have to admit that felt pretty satisfying killing pink there. Now, there's always the possibility that orange is still blinded. I'm a big bad guy right now on the board, though. I'm a big bad guy because I have 2 territories. That won't hold, but I still have 2 territories. The robot's going to carve at my North America, maybe. If I'm blue and I'm not a robot, I move that 22 and break North America. But I'm not a robot. Does the robot move that 14 down and act as protection for me? Thank you. That makes it harder for the 50 to break me. 20 is going to break America, but that's okay. So now here's a question. Does red want to win this game or do they want a vendetta? Because right now the robot has Asia. Are they so blinded by their hatred of each other that they ignore me and Asia? I think the answer is yes. So they break the robot, but they don't break Asia. Okay, so they break Asia. Are they going to take Australia or die, guys? Australia or die? You know what, Red? We've been in this hostile area. I think instead of fighting you, I'm going to expend my troops fighting a robot and take the worst position on the board to have at this point in the game. But you know what? Credit to Orange, because I've been in that situation. You want to just suicide out so bad. You want to take them down. They've been messing with you the whole game. But just do what I did with Pink. Now, 41 might go right into my 25. But all they've been wanting this whole game is a Europe that they can't hold. And they're playing a robot. So a robot with an undefended border is not going to be an ally. That robot is not your friend. I don't have a chance in hell of holding North America. So what I need to do, I need a card, and it sucks because red is a weird player that's really obsessed with like clearly really likes Europe, but I had to break Europe. And that might be the death of me. That might be the decision that causes red to just suicide me. But the robot's going to do the same exact thing. I don't see the robot not hitting their ones. I don't have a chance in hell of holding North America right now. I do have a chance of keeping my troops in a very good attack position. Now, there is a chance the robot moves that 17 down to break my territory, but I'm willing to take that chance. I'm playing risk, guys. The robot did try to break. But to be honest, red is probably pretty mad at me. I'm kind of happy about the robot having that 20 there because it prevents red from like moving their 45 down. But if red's feeling extra vendetta-ish, and here's the other question. Did orange forget? Did orange forget, or does orange come back with a vengeance against red? And then who's red more mad at? The guy who kept the continent from him for the entire game? You guys, I'm in a pretty good position here. I don't want to break blue. Don't want to This sucks. I'm sorry, red. I have to re-break you. Red might kill me. Red might suicide me because I am now the antagonist. Sorry, red. You're the only place I can eat at. You're literally my only dining options right now. There's like a steakhouse and it's too expensive. There's like, you know, you're the Arby's or you're the fast food joint that I can afford right now. I can't do fine dining yet. Sorry, red. Please don't suicide me. Thank you, blue, for growing your power. I want you nice and big in front of my 56 to disincentivize that 45 from coming that way. Now, red is a very vendetta-filled player. I think blue might break me here. Red is a very vendetta-filled player, so thank God that blue is filling in those gaps. But I could see red moving their 45 to where my 1 is, and then just kind of plowing down and suiciding me. because they're like, I've worked this whole game. I've worked so hard for Europe. I need my Europe. Stop messing with my Europe. And right now, Orange is in a really good spot because they stepped away. Because now Orange is no longer the bad guy. Now Orange is going to break Blue? No. Orange likes Blue having some power. Orange is not bad. They got blinded by Vendetta, but they're not bad. Do they bring that 10 all the way down to break my territory because they're mad and cost themselves those troops? No, Red is not a terrible player, although they are lining themselves up to attack me. But I kind of don't mind because now I have some ones that aren't them, and then my option to kind of get cards is going to close off because Blue will take America, which I am okay with. I am okay with the robot army slowly closing. Now, who's the board leader right now? It's me. Followed by the robot, followed by Orange, which was, followed by Red, and then by Orange. So does Orange continue hostilities with Red by breaking Red? Or does the robot do that for us? And then what I want really, what I think would be beautiful is if we have a robot Red fight. Oh, I'm sorry, Orange. I'm sorry that robots got you. Sorry, I'm kind of being a dick here, but it is funny. Oh, the robots, they got you too. What can you do? What can you? You guys gotta team together and fight the robots. Get that robot now. It's taking over the whole map. It's a robot army. Interesting. Yeah, you taught that robot a lesson, Orange. And I love that now you guys are in a robot war. Now, that robot war is not far from my doorstep. And again, Red is a very vendetta-filled player. And so Red is thinking about, how do I get this jerk, this guy who broke my territory multiple times, how do I get the robots to attack him? I'm not the snack robots. They are. But I'm growing in power right now, and I kind of don't care about my territory too much. Gary said, I stepped away and wow, the board is different. Yes. It's a pretty fun one this time, though. I gotta say, I'm impressed by it. I'm very impressed by this play. I also realized that I can move this up a little bit so you guys have a better view. How about that? How's that? You can even move it a little higher. Is that better? Can you kind of see more of the Tartaris? You guys, the robots got me. The robots, they got me. I was trying to fight a robot war, and they got me. I can't fight the robots. Now, Orange is in a really good position where Orange could literally take all of Asia. But that will change very soon. I'm going to make a move that might piss off Red. Red's still mad at me for breaking their territory, and they have no hope in hell of holding their own. They're trying to incentivize the robots to attack, but I'm going to do this weird move to just kind of take that off the table. So, Mr. Robot, I am sorry. You're in my territory. You're a robot. You don't have a chance of holding this. I'm going to expend some troops. I know that 15 is going to come down and take all of the U.S. I don't care because I know that you guys are kind of pissed at each other more. I think that your true blue enemy is Orange to the right, and that's the play I'm going to make. Now, 15 is going to come down and break me because they remember me breaking their territory for cards. That's okay. And you know what? I have time to step away for a second, but I'm going to leave the board here so you guys can see it. I'll be right back. Is it my turn yet? No. Okay. Be right back. All right. I miss anything fun? You guys were in a battle for humanity against the robots. There are robot armies. They want to take our soul, but we're humanity. Tell those robots who humans are. Now, do they unify and forget their beef that lasted half the game and then come at me? Red is the board leader right now, and they're going to take they're going to slowly start taking the US. And I have no cards to cash. So they're in a pretty cozy position, but I want to just start eating as much territory on this board as they will let me. I love this robot right now. Someone is going to get the bright idea to eat the robot and expend all their troops. Who will it be? That's the question. I'm also trying to open up Asia for orange because I think orange and red have been at each other for so long in this game. I don't see them not going at each other. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and make a little alliance with red. And I'm going to try to make an alliance with orange. Now, they might see past that. But I kind of like this idea. I also love that, yes, orange is my ally. They said attack blue. Of course I'm attacking blue. That's what I'm doing. Red is slowly taking America, which you're going to get mad about because you're going to remember, this is just my hope, you're going to remember red just needling you and being kind of a jerk most of the game. You're also going to cost yourself a lot of troops to just keep warring against this robot, which I love. I am not hitting that 20. Orange really wants me to hit that 20. They might get mad and break my territory because I'm not going to hit that 20. There's no living world where I'm going to hit that 20. Question is, does that 18 come down and break my territory because I broke his? Or does he do the slow play? He does the slow play. I'm so thankful for that because I think what I do is, okay, I think I know exactly what I do. I think I'm going to go ahead and eat even more territory here because I really like all this territory I'm gaining. I don't know how much orange lets me get away with this. And then I'm going to move, I'm going to start protecting just a little bit because I want it to cost red. And red has closed off their 15. Which I like, and they have to burn through a 20 to hit me. I'm in a pretty strong position. I can be weakened pretty significantly by orange if they decide they're mad at me for not hitting that 26, which I could very easily eat. And if I did that, they would be in good position to close out and win this game. Instead, I'm accruing power, and now I'm board leader. So I am target number 1 right now, guys. But who do they hate more? Each other or the robot? And I love what just happened there. Red is in position to break the robot at little cost. Do they have incentive to break the robot at little cost? Or do they let the robot eat around them and eventually spread out that 13? I am so glad Orange just lost themselves 10 troops to eat that robot 10. I want more of that. Red is trying to play the slow game for America. They still might remember me breaking their territory. But I think Red... Remember how bad Red fought? Do you remember the long... like the blood that he shed? Yeah, he's definitely doing the slow play for America, which I'm going to let him do because I'm gambling, guys, on people's long memory. So I am going to be closed off from card options pretty soon, and I am A-okay with that. Because I am getting so much of the board here, and I've gotten to fortify my territory a little bit. If I have to see them fight each other, I might just sit here and accrue cards without hitting them, because I'm gambling, guys. I'm gambling on, I think red and orange still remember the beginning of the game. I also think the robot is inevitably going to start carving at red. It has to, because it's like an eat cards robot. So red now is going to get chewed by the robot. The robot at first opportunity will just take out my 58 easily. I'm accruing territory slowly, and I'm the board leader. Red is going to close off my card collecting strategy here. Where am I at for cards? Oh, I love it. But it's not going to be effective unless they take out all my ones, which might not be a bad play for red right now. But remember, guys, red is like a country that just lost. Oh my goodness. Staying there is interesting. I think red might suicide me. Maybe they see the inevitable death that is going to occur. I'm taking their 6. They're not going to like that. So again, I'm giving them kind of some incentives to like run a suicide run at me. And I'm bolstering up, prepped for it. If red suicides me, this is orange's game. If red takes the robot, this is orange or mine's game. I'm in a stronger position than orange to kind of dominate the board and take action once I can. The robot is, target number 1 right now is red. Oh, switched. Maybe red understands the algorithm of the robot a little bit or something. But I can lose 2 troops. Right now I'm at 99, and we are really close to being in position to win the game. Because I'm at 99, 47, and 56. I need to be at the point where 47 and 56, unfortunately they have cards, but I think that I'm in a pretty good play to win this game. Oh, wait, I'm forgetting the other one. Never mind, I'm not even close. I need to just sit tight and accrue troops. Let them fight the robot. Sit tight, accrue troops, secure my territory, hope red doesn't go ballistic and suicide me. So red is kind of a... You guys have to remember, red and orange are both vendetta-filled players. I love that red is not being a bad neighbor. And so as long as I have that little path open, I think I just continue to build, accrue cards, fortify my borders. Red might be thinking what they're going to do is like somehow take America. But I've also put them in a really awkward position, because to take America, what they'd have to do, they could do it. They'd have to swing their 55 around up through that 1 and that 2. But I think that 30 moves up puts me in a more dangerous spot, because if red is aiming to suicide me, now red is in a really good spot where they can just suicide away. But they've also given away Europe, you guys. We fought and bled for Europe, and now we gave it to robots. So Gary said, I would be more impressed with red if it took that 15 in Greenland down to its 55. I'm in a really strong position here. I don't think I've made enemies of red to where they suicide me, but that's always a possibility because you got to realize these are unhinged players. You have to realize like they spent like the first like 40 minutes of this game encircling each other, kind of doing it's like the equivalent of being like, come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Oh, yeah. Come at me, bro. Like they did that for hours at the beginning of the game. These are peacocking type fellows. And because of that, I'm going to chew at the robot. Like, you guys, we're all friends. We're all fighting the robot, right? We're all friends. We're all fighting this. We are humans and we're fighting this robot army. I'm also not going to open orange to where they can hit red. But that also puts me in danger because if orange starts getting the bright idea of like, this guy's getting way too powerful, I'm going to bring my 63 up around and break his territory, he totally can. It would lose him the game. But we're at 110 troops. Second place is orange, which is at 71 troops. And orange very wisely has left themselves open, particularly for an attack on me, or if they still have a vendetta against red. Once red kind of makes more moves into England, they're in a really strong position to swing around and hit, sorry, not into England, into the US. They're in a really strong position to swing and hit the US. You know what, guys? We're in dangerous territories. Oh, wait. Okay, good. I was a little concerned because it looked for a second there. There was like a little red dot that happens when somebody kind of bots out. So I think that orange is making this slow play to try to take Asia. It's interesting. And red is for sure trying to close off my card opportunities, which is okay. I'm kind of okay with that. Am I at a point where I can eat the robot? I don't know if I want to eat the robot. The robot has 3 cards. The robot's doing more damage to everyone but me. Red moving there is an advantage to orange. It doesn't really hurt me. So I think I just eat this 3 and then I just kind of close out, which is going to aggravate red. And I think I just close out and secure my 24 because, again, I'm just building a really strong army, guys. That's all I'm doing. Just ignore me. I'm not after world domination. So I'm at 120 troops. This is the slow play, and if everything stays as is, I'm on the path to eventually winning this game. I also like that blue is just going to gain more and more power, but if they have incentive to attack anyone, it's going to be orange and it's going to be red right now. There's always the possibility I get suicided by red, but again, I'm not sure what the incentive for red is, especially if you're going to take your anger out and you want somebody to not win. Who is it right now? Do you think red is more infuriated with me, who's winning the game, or does he want to let orange, who messed with him and took his... Oh, see? You guys, Europe. This is my Europe. I'm red because I bled for this Europe. Oh, and he is going to suicide. Oh, no, you guys, God bless red. He's taking out the robots. God bless you, red. He's taking out the robots. Oh, I'm so glad. Where are you going, red? You got a card cash in. You can do that. Where are you heading? Take your vengeance out. Oh, no. Okay. Red. What? Okay, red. Oh. You coming at me, bro? I am so sorry, red. I know you hate me, but I think right now
I don't like that the 63 is open, but I think right now we're in pretty good position to win this game. So we're going to give it a good shot. I'm going to just eat red, and I have to do it very quickly. So what I'm going to do is like kind of come up and around. I think I'll take Europe first. Now, this might be giving the game to orange. I don't know. But I feel pretty confident about my numbers and the game playing that's been going on today. I just have to move quick enough to eat red, because if I give those cards to orange, then I'm kind of in dangerous territory. But I'm kind of bored. And it was about time to make a move on the map. So right now what I want to do is cash in these cards. I want to kind of do a hit on the 63, and I want to use my 6 to take the rest of the map. Because I think the math is still in my favor. So I think this is my game, guys. I'm going to take out that 8 too. Well, not really take out that 8. I'm just going to zero it out. And then I'm going to put my 11 into the 63. And I think I'll move my 35 into a good attacking position where I can kind of follow. I'll even let him eat my 35. We'll see how far that goes. I might lose this game. I wasn't totally secure, but it seemed like the time to make the move. And with this game, you don't want to delay on making the move. And I'm really weirded out by that. Like, where are you going, bud? You going to keep your 63 there? I pray he keeps his 63 there. I'm kind of happy about that. That's a really good move. Well played. No. I don't want to antagonize the beast. Yes, take my 35. That's right. So right now it's 40 troops to 38. So he might actually win this game. I might have moved too quick. But I have a card cash-in. The worst card cash-in, but at least it's a card cash-in. At least we're moving the game. I'm also glad that he seems like he's set on breaking territories and not taking territories. And he's probably going to, yep, he's an Australia holder. Oh. You guys, I think I've won the game. Which way do I want to go? I think I want to leave him with the U.S. It's a valuable territory, but I think I let him do that. I think right now I move through here and just kind of, again, I want to hit his 21. And again, I may not win this game, but the way he is playing, I kind of think I have a shot. And let's see, do I have anything else I can break out? No. So right now it's 29 to 38. So, and I have no cards and he has 3 cards. So I think this might actually be his game, depending on how he plays it. I probably just got too cocky and went a little too quick. The way Orange is playing, though, I don't know if they get this. Because they think the strategy here is just to break territories and not take all my ones. And that's not the right strategy. They still could win. They have me outnumbered. They have cards to cash in. That's a huge part. I think I moved like 1 turn too quick. Leaving those 5s wasn't a bad move, though. But we are gradually closing that gap because now they're at 29 and I'm at 28. So I think, and they made it really easy for me to start closing that gap a little quicker. So I think, guys, I still might have a good shot. The fact that they left those 5s, though, that was pretty good. Because they have cards to cash in, so they can cash in those 5s and kind of take me out. But we are closing the gap slowly. And we still have a shot. Okay. That's as best as I... Oh, wait. I want to move this here. I don't have a card cash in for a while. That can be bad or good. They aren't cashing in at 4? That's interesting. 27 to 35. I have the card lead right now. Do they still think the game is about breaking continents? Because if they still continue to be under that false impression, I win this game. Orange still has a really good shot. They still have cards to cash in too. But what I want to do, yeah, they seem to think that just breaking, I think they're a newer player. They seem to think just breaking my continents is enough. But I don't know if they realize like every single one of those dots that I hold right now is a problem for them. I'm going to even leave their 5. Do I want to leave their 5? I do want to leave their, I don't want to leave their 5. I want to take as much territory, as many of those ones as I can, I will take. That is good news for them. I want to take as much as I can. Okay, they may win this. It's pretty tight right now. It's 32 to 25, so I have the advantage. They have cards to cash in right now, though. They have to cash in. And can I cash in my cards? No. So they're in a really advantageous position. But they don't know how to use it, which is good for me. They like really don't know how to play their advantage right now. They still might win. It's still pretty tense. It's 37 to 32. They don't have a huge lead over me. And again, they're just trying the same exact strategy, which is not going to be a winning strategy for them. And now they don't have cards, or they do have cards to cash in. That was a better strategy. They need to start eating every single one. That was a worse strategy. Okay, I still am in this game, and there's really no reason I should be. And now I'm gaining 9 per turn. That's good. I think I want to take out their 6, because I don't care about the US. Like, I think that's where this player might lose, is right now the game is not about who's taking the US, and it's not that game anymore. Right now it's about how many of those dots you have on the map, how many of those ones you have. So it's 33 to 30, and I hope I have a 10 to cash in. I do. So unless I'm completely insane, I have an incredible shot at winning now, especially their strategy. I don't think they win, especially if they break. I wish they would connect. The one thing they are doing right now that is effective is kind of breaking into little chunks, so it's harder for me to clear them out. But they've also put me in a position where I'm accruing 9s. So I think right now we get rid of their territory. I don't really care about Australia right now. I care more about Asia, which they should care about too. And again, I don't care about zeroing out. I just care about winning. And I think I'll move my 3. Again, let them have Australia. I think I'll move my 3 there. They have another card cash-in coming up, though. So they still have a shot. But it's looking more and more doomed for them. I know it doesn't look like it. But I think I might have made... Well, we'll see. We'll see if I made the right call at the right time. Please unify your oranges. I don't think they will. I'm really not sure what angle they're playing with this strategy that they're doing. So I've been getting 9s. I think... Do we break their territory at this point? Yes, we do. Again, it's not a territory game at this point, but I think that'll be nicely demoralizing. And morale is good to break at this point. He has a 5 to cash in, so he can do a little bit of damage. I'm thinking with this player, maybe he tries to secure a different area. But right now it's 9 to 34, so I don't see him cashing in cards that are going to work in his favor. I think I was worried I moved too fast. I still did move too fast. I should have waited 1 turn to do this, but I think I still made the right call. So he's getting 10 troops. He can't win. It's a little annoying that he split his forces. Like, that does make it a little bit of a headache for me. Does he keep his 8 there? Does he 1 out, which is what he should do at this point? Just keep going with that 7 until you're at 1. Does he not realize? He doesn't realize the dire straits he's in. He's playing old Australia strategy. Okay, now he's getting smart. Now he's getting smarter, but it's a little too late. I don't think he wins this game. I can't cash in my cards though, so it's still pretty tense. Now he's starting to understand. Now he's starting to play like a winner. I think he's got a shot. It's 17-25 though, so it's still looking pretty dire. Does he have any cards left? Yes. I'm getting 13 cards now, guys, though. Like, how's he going to beat that? So I'm going to start here just so I can close Asia, because I really want Asia. And I also think it'll be demoralizing for him to see his continent, the one continent he held, just taken away from him. Okay, guys, and then I'm going to move my 3 here where I'm in position. Even if he cashes in cards at this point, it's 37 to 10. He's dead. So if you guys watched the last stream where I played really badly, the way I'm playing right now is how I forget which player of the 2 really bad players at the end weren't playing an end game like I am, where it's like you need to one yourself out. Like you need to just go all out, like haul ass, take everything you can. It's not there's a point in the game, especially when it's 1v1, where it is not about continents anymore. It's about the world. And so like once it's 1v1, you got to start thinking world, not continents. I'm going to say well played, and then I'm going to win this game and get my points, and we'll see where every player ranked. Thank God I earned back my credibility, you guys. I played that perfectly. Well, I went probably 1 turn too soon, so it was a little tighter at the end, but I did make the proper call that was the time to move. So Black was an expert. So Black played. Remember when Black was kind of taking Australia, or not Australia, but the US? And I think Gary was saying, hey, he's playing pretty good. Yeah, he's an expert. So he's probably going to be playing even better pretty soon. Orange was intermediate, so they're a little bit better. Novice is like very much just first game, second game. That's the person who was making enemies at the very beginning of the game. And then Red, who stubbornly were holding Europe, is a beginner. And then Blue was a beginner. So that was the game. I get some points, I'll say later. And that will add to my point total. Usually it takes a while for them to calculate it. But hopefully that'll get me out of the 17s a little bit. Not a ton. I did lose a lot of points on that first game because I played so bad. So anyhow, I'm glad to prove you wrong, Gary Hodges, where you said, I think Orange will get this. No, he wouldn't. I'm just teasing. But yeah, I got it. All right. So I reclaimed my pride and my dignity. And yeah. Honestly, Orange, though, Gary, you weren't off. Orange did have a point in that where they could have won if they had just won out all their characters, all their numbers. But what they were worried about was like keeping their stacks. And again, like there's that one point of the game where it's not about accruing stacks and large armies anymore. It's about territory, and it's not about continents. It's about the world. So like the more of the world you own, the bigger that next turn is going to be. And the second you start getting to like 18, 20, like you start accruing like bonuses, it's just game over. It's game over. So, but you're right, Gary, in the sense that they did have a shot at it, because I did move I think it was just 1 turn too early. However, you know, in my defense, when you're in position, when you see the math kind of lining up, even if it's close, quite often you'll be at a point where you either go or you get put back in a position where you can't go. And so it's like when you have a clear opening and you see the math kind of adding up and you're like, it's kind of close, but I pretty much am both players combined. It's time to go. It's time to like start taking territory, start moving. Because again, like otherwise, you know, you delay on that and like the opportunity may never come back because maybe some player suicides you or another player like starts eating a little bit more of your lead. And so you're no longer in that position. But to be fair, I think thinking back on it, I should have waited one more turn because nobody was coming at me. Everybody was like robot focused and focused on each other. And so I did have probably another turn to wait to like make sure that that closing was way more secure. And because I went one turn too early, you're right. There was a brief window when that card turn in happened. The first card turn in that orange got, if they had just won out all their territories, like just started just eating everything in sight, they might have had a shot. And even then it was tight, but at the same time, that would have kept them with a total potential to at least retain and maybe come back and win. But the fact that they just thought it was still a continent game and they were trying to break my continents and that was their only objective. And then they're like, oh, cool, I can keep my stack now. It's like, no. At that point, sure, break my continent so I don't get those bonuses. But at that point, you want to go way beyond continents. Like you want to break my numbers, like, because it's just numbers at that point. It's like, dude, as long as I'm at like 39 and you're at 15, it doesn't matter if that 15 is a stack of troops or if that 15 is 15 ones across the board at that point in the game. All right. Have a good night, guys. And I will see you. Gary said the advantages of being the attacker are too great to stall, but I should have waited one turn. Thanks, guys. I'm glad I reclaimed my dignity a little bit by playing like a master on the second game. I did not play like a master on the first. And I hope I showed you guys the advantages of something. If you're next to a really hostile player, there are times where it's just better to just go have it, especially if you look at them and you're like, dude, you can't hold that territory. Like, because that happens with especially newer players where they're like super aggressive. Like, I want that territory. And if you just go, you look at them, you're like, you can't hold that territory. Okay, cool. Have it. Because then they've like, you're almost incentivizing them to like spread themselves thin and make themselves a target by everybody on the rest of the board. Because everybody's like, wait, that moron thinks they can hold 2 territories. So anyhow, all right, guys, have a good night or a good day. I'm going to go work on comics. I'm actually going to go rest and try to sleep off this cold for a little bit and then work on comics. And I might be live streaming a Risk game a little later on, but I really appreciate you guys. And I don't know whether you like the Risk streams or not. I really enjoy them, so I'll be doing them. All right, have a good night or day. Bye.